What's up, guys? It's time to tear the OG down for some winter upgrades. We've been talking about it for a little bit. Told y'all we were gonna give her some love. Well, it's time. It's been a while since it's had a paint job. It needs some body work pretty bad. It's gonna get some new carbon fiber pieces like the front end, the hood, doors. It's just gonna get a makeover. It deserves it. It made some money this year. It did good. Hopefully y'all are gonna see that here pretty soon. Hopefully it comes on TV pretty soon. Show how well we did. So what all we gonna do to it?
The treatment, man. It's gonna get the treatment. Quarter panels. We have never stretched the quarter panels on this car. So we have just chipped away at them for all these years instead of stretching them like we did on the new car. And I think partly because I didn't want to do that and then put it on a small tire. Just as big the way that it is, it just don't look as good,
yeah.
You know? So we're gonna go ahead and put new quarters on it. There's a lot of Bondo on this car right now. Little things like this right here, you can see where I went ahead and peeled all this off. Look at how many layers of paint there is on this. So this looked like this up here. See how it's cracked up here? I actually did this myself. I slid across the roof of the car and it cracked. And I thought, shit, I didn't think there was near that much Bondo on this car. Well, it's not Bondo.
It's just paint.
That's just how thick the paint is from how many times over the years we've painted this car. Like whenever we painted this the first time, we never took it down to paint. Look at that, that's red. This car used to be red. I'm assuming that this is it. So this right here really bothered me though. As soon as I did it, I knew I fucked up. Man, I'd rather crash the quarter panels. I'd rather do anything than the roof of the car. To me, the roof of the car needs to look nice, you know, and I needed something out of the trailer. Car was loaded in the trailer. I slid across the roof. And whenever I did, it caved in
until it hit the
and
cage.
it cracked all around here, you know. I mean, at some point, man, when you put my fat ass up on this, something's gonna give, you know, and it was the roof until it hit the cage, you know. As soon as it did it, I went, oh my God. And now it's got to be dealt with.
Yeah.
So, look at that. That don't look that bad. I think that paint could come back. So, we are going to get it rewired. The motor, we have, what, 58 passes? Something like that? 56? 40 something? Okay. That's not that bad.
No.
I'm not even gonna feel bad about not putting rods in this deal. We're gonna pull the pan off of it, check bearings. I'm sure that we'll put bearings on it. I'm not gonna put rings in it. I'm not gonna put rods in it. We don't make more than 35, 37 pounds of boost with this car anyways. So those rods should last a while. We are going to, it's funny how things come back to a full circle in life sometimes. I reached out to Don Dial the other day and was like, hey man, I'd like to bring you the car, you know? Like, he got upset with me about a couple of things on the new car, and I wanted to, basically I didn't listen to some of the things that he was saying on the new car, and I wanted some stuff changed. So, you know, I did it. And I reached out to him the other day because, in my opinion, I've said it in the past, Don's good, you know? And one thing that he's really, really good at is hanging doors, hanging front clips, tin work, you know? I mean, he's good at all of it, but that stuff, I never have any problems with any of that stuff.
It always fits good. The doors come off nice.
The doors fit
nice.
good. All the gaps fit good. He actually did all that with this car, and he did all that on the new car. And I've never had a problem with any of that. And the windows always fit nice. We're getting new windows all around on this car. VFN right now is redoing the front end for me, carbon doors, carbon front clip, and I'm gonna have Don hang all that stuff. So we're gonna tear this whole thing down, and we're gonna roll out to Don Dial Race Cars tomorrow and drop this bad boy off.
Good old Seminole, Oklahoma.
Good old Seminole, Oklahoma, you know, and I'm just glad that whenever I reached out to him, he was cool, you know, and he was like, man, he's excited about working on the car, you know, and I think it's fucking cool, you know. It's one of those deals that nobody wants to drive and travel and all that stuff for chassis shops whenever you have Don Dial as close as what he is.
For sure.
You know, so, I mean, you know, if he would have told me, hey, fuck off,
yeah,
I don't want to deal with you, I'd have been like,
enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, hey, and I'd have fucking, you know, either mounted this stuff myself and just dealt with the bullshit of it not fitting right. But, you know, I'm excited about going back out to Don's, and we're going to get, I talked to Optic Armor this morning. We're going to get front, because this is the original, this is the very first windshield we ever put in this car. I don't even think this is Optic Armor.
No, it's not. It's still got the line from where the big cow used to come
Yes, there
up
used to be a cow right here, and you can see where it comes up right there. That's whenever this thing had the big cow on it. So this is the very first windshield we ever put in this car, and it's never fit right. So Don will actually make it flush. He'll put the brackets behind it to flush mount it, and he'll flush mount the back window the same way he did the new car. And it is Zeused in. If you look on the last pass down in Texas last weekend,
-87 Customs.
yeah. So last weekend down in Texas, this basically flopped up and broke all this out. This back window and the side windows and stuff have been in this car a long time. So it's time. Also, this back here is just beat. Dang. Like this is embarrassing for me to show everybody.
No one has seen it. We kept the trunk on all in Nebraska, so no one would see this.
We didn't want anybody to see what this car really looked like. I mean, look at this. This is, I mean, look. Let me bend this just a little bit. Look at that.
So there's literally no structure back here, and we had to bolt in a ton of weight to get this thing to start working.
Forget about that, man. So that's embarrassing, just that. Everybody's like, so the first thing that people say if they ever see in the back of this car, they go, where's your down bars? And I'm like, oh yeah, no, hey, those stop up there. You know, there's no down bars in the back of this car. So when we talk about this car, and look at this, look at how beat up all this over here is.
Yep.
It's just spent. So we'll leave the carbon tubs in it, and I'm gonna have Don redo all this back here because, like I said, man, that's, in my opinion, I don't know if he feels like that's one of his specialties, but I feel like it is, man. He's good at it. So we're gonna have him do that back here. Inside the car still has, we'll show you guys more after we strip everything. You can really get a look at the car.
See how nice it is.
Yeah, and we're gonna show off how real nice this car is. It needs to be started over with. But for what we do with this car, just the streets, I'm cool with it.
I mean, we talked about doing that, and then you built a new car because, I mean, it's literally starting over is what the car really needs.
Yes, but we're not going to do that. If anybody can see, this is the back half of the car, and it's just a 2x3 square back half. It's a S&W back half car. So it's junk. And the down bars stop right here. Literally, you can see right there. I used to come through with water right here. But that's where the down bars stop at. So we don't really have anything to hold our weight back here. We are going to move the battery to the front like we did in the new car.
Yes.
So all that will be gone back here. This weight bar right here, hopefully Don can give us something to actually mount that to. We've never ran this car without a little bit of weight in it. Like even last weekend when we were at the racetrack,
Had that in it.
we still have weight in the car. This is
Oh.
something that haunts Phantom's dreams right here.
That's our transmission over.
Oh, look!
Yeah.
Look.
No, it actually got easier towards the end. But
So,
that thing right there just is
this
my
is-
least favorite part of this car.
This is our transmission puke tank, and whenever you change the transmission fluid, it uses this puke tank. Like,
every time.
we performance fill our
Yeah.
transmissions. And a good Rossler is going to evacuate the transmission fluid that it doesn't want.
Yep.
And this is where it evacuates to.
I really like the one on the new car because when the Rossler does evacuate what fluid it doesn't need, it will drain back into it because
It's up high.
it's up high, right above the transmission. So I want one of those for this car too.
So there's stuff back here. We're totally getting the car rewired this winter too. No, I don't have
Got that.
allergies. I do not have allergies. I got strong ass immune.
Uh-huh.
I ain't no weak bitch that has allergies, okay? Oh, but I am getting older and my body's changing. Okay, so we do have a lot of wiring like this right here. This used to go to our water box.
Yes.
We don't need that anymore. So basically we're gonna come in here and I'll take this right here off and then we'll leave this in the back. I'm sure the guy that comes and wires this deal isn't gonna want anything in the car.
Nothing we put in there anyways.
No. So there is a couple of things that we will do whenever we go back with this deal, like, man, this car, it's got nice parts on it, you know what I mean? But even the Rossler in this thing is a stock case deal. And we'll show you all this whenever we pull it apart. It's got no dumps. And dumps were a big part of our program this last weekend. So if we learn to use the dumps the way that they're being used in the new car right now, you know, we can utilize that on the street.
For sure.
So we're going to, at some point, try to get that thing back to Rossler and have a reed case put in it and put all the dumps in it. Last time I hollered at Carl about this transmission, we had a problem with the trans brake. And Carl's an older guy, you know what I mean? And even he was like, that's the trans brake you got in that car? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, that thing's a dinosaur, you know? And I get it, you know, it is. But
I mean,
there's been
never
too
have
many
trouble
years
with it.
that we say if something's not broke, don't fix it, you know? And then you end up here, right here. So
Where everything's broken and
where
all needs
everything is
fixed.
broken and we need to fix it. So, but we have, the car's never ran better than what it's running right now. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
Monkey put these tubs in it. We're gonna leave these in here. We got these from Tim McCamus. We weren't really doing YouTube videos then, but Monkey put all these tubs in, raised them up to what they are now.
Yeah,
gave us
yeah.
more room.
One year when we
Width.
were goofing off at SEMA in Vegas, he stayed and put the tubs in.
And also the makeshift double frame rail, and that really stiffened the car up. When you got a 2x3 square tube chassis, and that square tube, it runs all the way to the front too. And then it still has A-arms on the front. So we're gonna go ahead and start ripping everything apart on this car. Probably start from the front and get the engine, get the transmission, engine, and then rip all the wiring out of it. I'm taking the wing off, taking the parachutes off, everything, because as soon as it leaves Don Dials, it'll go out to Dad, and Dad will paint it, and hopefully we can beat on it, you know, another 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we've done now. So,
Yep.
and as of right now, we're pretty happy with our combination.
Yeah, I mean, it
So
seems to
I don't
work.
feel like we're going to be changing anything. Like, we've gone so many years that we change things and we change things, so you don't really learn. You learn, but then by the time you learn something, you're changing it all over again. Everything that's in this car right now, I'm pretty happy with. The combination, the engine, the gears in the transmission, the gears in the rear end, I'm happy with everything.
Man, this Quick Performance really nailed it on this center section over that old one. Holy crap. That
It's
thing was
nice
bad.
and quiet,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest with you, man, it was a deal where I've always been skeptical, you know, and I mean, because they've got a lot of nice stuff, but you don't realize they have a lot of nice parts, plus they know how to set up a rear end for what we like. They're let's just call it what it is. Their performance but they're not full-blown drag race is what we were. At least
I mean,
we thought.
they're getting in that market
weren't.
though. I mean,
But
they do
are.
ours. They do
are.
Ryan Martin's.
Well, and not to mention clearances, everything is different in this than something that you're going to want to go drive on the street every day, you know? So I'll be honest with you, I was a little leery about it, you know, and we called them and boom, man, they overnighted us a rear end up to Nebraska.
They got us out of a real bind.
They got us out of a bind. That thing, it wasn't going to make another pass or two.
No.
And we put this one in. I ain't taking it back out.
Nope.
Like it's quiet. It works good. We changed the fluid in it one time since then. There's absolutely nothing in the fluid, so everything back there's happy.
Yep.
So if the rear end's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't gonna mess with it.
Yep.
So okay, well, we're gonna start tearing this deal apart because I could sit and talk for another hour, but ain't nothing getting done.
Yep.
So once we get the back window out of this deal and kind of get some stuff off back here, you'll really be able to see this jewel. You know, and like getting a chick and taking her clothes off. You know, we finna take all of her clothes off, then you're gonna see what you're working with.
Realize she got some Spanx on.
Realize she got a little bit to hold all that shit in.
Here's the reason for the rewire, guys. This
Just
thing.
in case anybody doesn't really know what we're talking about or why we're doing it, look at this.
at this rat's nest. It all worked, but damn.
Sometimes.
Yeah, most
Sometimes.
of the time. Man, so when we did this, we got a pre-made harness from Fuel Tech, and when it shows up, it's super long.
That's pretty long. Because it's universal.
It's So, but man, you either cut that excess link off, or you zip tie the heck out of it.
Yeah. And if you start cutting it all off and then re-terminating everything yourself, then you probably shouldn't have got the pre-made harness.
Right.
You get the one that you terminate yourself.
Right.
And being the wiring guys that we are, we're plug and play type guys.
Plug and play, baby.
So we plug and played this deal for this long.
I mean,
and it worked
granted,
fine.
you know, it didn't look this bad when it was all zip tied up, but it wasn't much better.
No. I mean, there was still this many wires.
Yeah.
It was just zip tied
I mean,
up.
look at that, guys. This is what we're working with here. This is why this car is getting a full rewire.
It gives me like 10 minutes to get ready.
So, whenever we mentioned that we were having electrical trouble,
You can imagine mine and anyone else who come over and tried to help me's frustration when we were trying to track it down, because damn.
Because damn, where do you start?
Yeah. So, get this thing rewired. Man, the OG just exploded in here.
Shit out parts everywhere, dude.
Yep. Everything getting upgraded.
I don't know about upgraded. Most of these parts are going to go right back on it.
It'll think they're new parts.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's Rustler.
All the wiring's out of it. All the parachute, the wings off of it. It looks a little funny with no wing. We got it loaded up, and now we are headed out to Don Dials to drop this thing off to get it some love. All right, so we just dropped the car off here at Don Dial Race Car in Seminole, Oklahoma, and he's gonna make the OG look new again. So new quarters, gonna redo all the tin work in the back, mount all new windows, mount a new VFN front end, doors, all that good stuff. Whenever we come back and pick this thing up, it'll look real nice. It'll just need a paint job. So it's looking pretty rough right now though.
It's looking real rough. So right now I am texting Billy at McCamus.
You know, the guys who screw us over and make us dig through boxes for 15
yeah,
minutes.
this time, I want the shit in the box and nice and neat, you know?
Order some more of those tabs while you're at it, since
No
we're sending
shit.
a bunch of
No,
stuff.
we need some.
Oh yeah, hey, we need to add those to this. We'll just have Dawn do that. That way I don't mess it up again.
So, I'm trying to figure out everything that we need, you know? Like last time we were there.
Have one,
That's fine. It's the same thing as this.
Yeah.
I just texted him a picture of this right here, and then, you know.
It's the shortest button.
Yep.
They got longer reach, just like the Zeus fasteners, longer ones. So.
And that's the man that's gonna make it all happen here, Don Dial. Make this thing look new again.
Okay, I'll get that stuff coming, and
And you're gonna get latches for the windows.
yes. I'm gonna try to find some black ones though. I don't know if McCamus has any black ones. That's not a deal breaker, you know, but
Yeah, the only
I
thing I
seen
hate
some black
about
ones.
them is people opening your damn door.
So that's going to be it for this one. The next time you see the OG, it will be in like new shape, ready for a paint job from Richard. So that's going to be it. Right now we're going to head to Choctaw. We're going to go to McDougall's, get the motor for the 55. We'll start working on it tonight. So stay tuned for the next 55 video, and we appreciate y'all clicking in and watching. We'll see you next time.